Well, Lucy, I think Jarren Duran needs to listen to your intro and maybe get a little inspired. Because please explain to us what's been going on in center field for the Red Sox lately.
Yeah, how about this guy? This guy also, Chelsea, just to say the second snap on the bodysuit in the bathroom at the bar is a real thing. As you said that, you get it. That is absolutely a real thing. Let me tell you right now, that is true. And so Jarren Duran is the second snap on the bodysuit that you just can't snap together here because he snaps. He is arguing with the fans after he can't. This guy has the worst attitude because if you are going to drop 2 fly balls in 1 inning, you can't have a bad attitude about it. You have to say, I made a mistake. This is on me. I am terrible at this. That's all you have to say. I messed up. You don't say, oh, well, it was the twilight. It was the sun. It was. So basically, Jarren Duran can only play in the outfield when the weather conditions are cloudy and it is daytime, because nighttime has twilight and daytime has the sun, but only not when there are clouds. So those are the conditions under which Jarren Duran can play Major League Baseball. This guy is a little leaguer. This guy cannot handle it. He cannot handle it in Boston at all. And he has to be in the dugout after he inning from hell, as the New York Post said in their nice headline about this disaster of a player, that he had inning from hell and he had to be consoled in the dugout by Alex Cora. Not consoled so much, but told, stop yelling at the fans for throwing bottle caps at you, because that's what happens when you miss 2 fly balls in 1 inning. You get bottle caps thrown at you, and you just have to handle it because you are an adult in Major League Baseball. You can't yell back at the fans and expect that they are not going to hate you for this, because you stink, Jarren Duran. You stink and your attitude stinks, and you should just fire Jarren Duran into the sun that blinds him, because I am so done with this guy. Absolutely done with him. Although I do keep a candle lit for him to maybe someday catch a fly ball. That's what I'm manifesting.
That's nice of you.
Good Lord Almighty. This guy, he stinks. I am done.
There's still some good in there somewhere, Lucy. There's still some care in there somewhere. So you've had 2 losses this week. Number 1 is Jarren Duran just losing his mind. So you're just like, you're off of him as a player. You don't know what he's doing. But then Dennis Eckersley is now leaving the Red Sox booth. So this is a real loss because he's been a part of the booth for 20 years. So what are your feelings on Eck walking away?
Yeah, so this is a blow. Hearing this news felt very similar to in 2012, that disaster of a season. And in August, I think actually a couple days from now 10 years ago, Johnny Pesky died in the middle of that season. And that was a blow as well. And I remember hearing that news, and my dad was mowing the lawn, and I went outside, told him Johnny Pesky died. He stopped mowing the lawn and he said, this season just keeps getting worse and worse. And this is what this feels like. It feels like a death almost, because Dennis Eckersley was the voice of honesty and reason in a sense when it comes to the Red Sox and when they stink. And he tells it like it is. And now more and more broadcasters on NESN and elsewhere do that. But Eckersley is the one you think of, who you look to really tell it like it is when it comes to this team. And you need him now more than ever. And he is retiring after this season. So it's not right now, but you don't know what next season will bring. And to know that he won't be around anymore to do this for us is a huge, huge blow. And it just adds to the piling on of disaster after disaster that this season has been. I mean, the season is done. I mean, you just bury it right now, because there's no way that, looking at the attitude of this team, there's no way they make the playoffs, honestly, because you look at moments like the other day. I think it was Arroyo who hit a home run. He's in or Verdugo, or he's in the dugout. They're waiting. It was a contested call, and they're waiting for the review. And as soon as it was ruled a home run, Eric Hosmer, his first game with the team, he is right in his face celebrating, high five, smiles. Everybody's celebrating. Xander Bogaerts is sitting on the top of the dugout bench with his face in his iPad, no emotion whatsoever. And this is a moment in which I realized this is it for this. This team the energy is off. The energy is bad. And then Eckersley, I don't blame him, quite honestly, because I also would retire from watching these games. Dennis Eckersley took his glasses off. He's seen enough. This is what everybody's going to be like, yep, I'm retiring as well. I can't watch this team anymore. But it is a blow in the middle of all of this to know that Eckersley won't be around anymore to be the voice of all of this, because it's just that's what we need now more than ever. So it is just kind of like another nail in this coffin.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like these are errors that they can't come back from. It's just the way that they have responded. Because
Correct.
It's one thing to fail in baseball. Baseball is a game of failure. You're going to miss a pop fly or two. Like, granted, these were really egregious ones that looks like a little leaguer could make. But still, the way that Jarren Duran has handled this situation has been god awful. And I know everybody's like, well, he's young. Isn't he like 26? He's not that young. Like,
exactly.
Juan Soto is younger than this guy, and he is, navigating these $500 million deals and switching teams without saying a bad word about his franchise. So I think this is the problem. The way that the Red Sox have handled some of the situations, and plus the tempers on some of, the teammates. Looking at Chris Sale. Now it's Jarren Duran.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Chris Sale is, so here's the thing with Chris Sale is I love Chris Sale. He is at least likable. Jarren Duran is just not likable. His maturity
he's also not good.
He's also not good. He's just not good. And if you are not good, at least come out and say, yeah, I really messed up tonight. I was not good tonight, and I need to do better for my team. Again, there are only so many times you can say that before people start saying, okay, what we looked at Cam Newton. I mean, after every game with the Patriots, he would say, I need to be better. When are you going to be better? Jarren Duran, the way he handled it, if he came out and owned up to it and was at least a little bit likable, you can kind of feel bad for him. But I hope not for the team's sake, but I hope he misses every fly ball and has to deal with the repercussions of that, because he needs to learn how to handle this. And if he can't, then he can't. This is the show, kid. And if you're going to make it here, you have to be able to handle the criticism and the bottle caps and whatever literally or figuratively is thrown at you, because bottle caps and comments and things like that, you have to deal with it, Jarren Duran, and maybe also catch some fly balls, and then you won't have to deal with it. But it's a problem, and the sky has been a problem for many Red Sox players this season. It's not. You know what we need to do? I think we need to fix the sky. Is the issue here? Can somebody do something about the sky? And the sun is too bright now. The clouds are too much twilight here. We could rewrite twilight to say, the balls are visible in the sky and we don't lose them. That's the issue here, I think, is the sky, really. And I think Jarren Duran has a point. The sky is terrible.
With climate change an issue, the sky is going to be an issue moving forward for this Red Sox team. It's something they're going to have to adjust.
I think I should look more into environmental science and just how to change the sky. And that's how we're going to fix this team. The environmental science route has yet to be explored. And I think it should be. Rob Manfred should really get on this, I think.
Yeah,
we're talking to Lucy Burdge. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say,
you need more than a vision board to fix this team.
Well, the candle, I think will do it. I think it's working so far. I think it's good. The notes of cedar and ivy and lemonade are doing a great job.
All right, so Lucy, I got to ask about the pennant that you have in the background. Obviously, we don't have a ton of time left, but you have changed teams. I think some people would be a little disgusted to see that you have a huge Mets banner in the background of your shot. My, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, well, you know what? I will say I'm still going to watch every single Red Sox game because that's what you do. You have to do that. But the Mets are fun. The Mets are a fun team to support. My mom grew up a Mets fan, so I think I can do this. Just slide right over to be a Mets supporter. And you know what? We love the Mets. They're a fun team. The summer is about having fun, and baseball is about having fun. And instead of jumping off of something, watch the Mets. And then maybe you'll feel a little bit better about life. And when you're watching the Red Sox, it's not so great. The Mets are here. And supposing I don't get the pennant caught on fire by the scandal, it will be here because the Mets are a bright spot in this baseball season. If you're a Red Sox fan, just, consider the Mets, please, because they are fun, and watching a baseball team that is having fun and has a good attitude is always a fun thing to do. So let's go Mets. Would be my spiel.
One more thing before we let you go, Lucy, just very quickly, because I always like to get your take on Aaron Rodgers. And now that we know he's been taking psychedelics during the offseason, which is not a penalty by NFL rules, do you think he's in for a better season, or is this just some sort of midlife crisis that he's kind of going about in his own way?
I think he's going to have a better season. I would look at him for MVP once again, because he said he's never been happier. That's a big deal. You look at his face. Yeah. I might start taking these psychedelic drugs. I mean, what this is? Aaron Rodgers, sir, bestie, what are you taking? Because I'm trying all of your things, candles and manifesting cleanses, everything. You know what? It seems to work for him. And I think you look at him for MVP, because I think if it works, sure. But if it starts to not work, maybe not take the psychedelic drugs anymore. But if they work, you can't really fault him for it. I think the new tattoo has brought him some life, or whatever it means. Maybe it means like we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We don't know still, because he said he would reveal in bits and pieces what his tattoo is. We only know that if you have a degree in astrology, you can understand it. So I think I'll get degree in environmental science and astrology, and then can understand what in the world is going on. Yes, I think that would be the way to go.
Perfect.